Let's move on to our final main topic today. Ashley, what's our final main topic today?
Last one is from Fanimator. Hi, John. Quentin Tarantino's film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is projected to open with a $40 to $60 million opening weekend, the highest numbers for any Tarantino film. I think it can open at a $65 million. Do you expect the tracking numbers to be accurate? Can it open higher or lower?
You know, it's always really funny when you think about Quentin Tarantino movies and just like how iconic he's become in this industry. His place in Hollywood history is set. I mean, he's already established his place in Hollywood history before he ever does his 10th film, whatever. It's done. But it's often surprising when you realize that, you know, other than one or two, none of them have ever actually been like really successful financially. You know what I mean? So Box Office Pro is putting out early tracking numbers for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. They're projecting anywhere between 40 and 60. Technically speaking, you're right. 40 to 60 would constitute, as surprising as this sounds, as the biggest opening weekend for any Quentin Tarantino film. As a matter of fact, when we look at Quentin Tarantino's films, the biggest opening he's ever had was $38 million. That's the biggest opening he has ever had. It's just weird to think about one of the best filmmakers in the business, and people haven't been lining up to run out to see his films opening weekend. It's strange. Django Unchained, my favorite movie of Quentin Tarantino's. His second biggest opening at 30, and then Kill Bill Volume 2 is his third best opening at 25 million. So if Once Upon a Time in Hollywood does indeed open up to that 40 to 60 range, it would be the biggest in Quentin Tarantino's entire career, which is amazing. Now the question becomes, will it open that big? Rob, I'm hearing a lot of good buzz, not just critically, but I'm feeling a lot of buzz from the film fan community. A lot of people seem to be very excited about this movie. And I'm thinking that 40 to 60 range is doable. I think this will be his biggest opening movie yet. What do you think about it?
I think so. Probably true. You know, what I think people do long for in the movies is they do like to just sort of immerse themselves in characters. It's not just about spectacle. And I think we talk about comic book movies a lot and Star Wars films, but I think the movies that people really love are those movies with characters that they can really just sit back and enjoy, whether it's, you know, the crime thrillers that we talked about, Scarface, Goodfellas, Casino, Heat. Those are movies about people interacting. You know, whether you like romantic comedies like When Harry Met Sally, which I can always watch, or a coming-of-age film like Almost Famous, these are movies about people interacting. And I think, aside from the spectacle, I think we as movie fans really love those kinds of films. And Tarantino gives us indelible characters, gives us just people talking to each other. And we love those characters. We can't get enough of those characters. And if this is some rambling narrative about Hollywood 1969, which it's been portrayed as, I'm like, I'm in, man. I want to see this movie. I want to go. I want to descend into his world, and I just want to listen to people talk. You know, and I can't wait.
He's got a movie that I'm not a big fan of, which was Death Proof. Not a big fan of Death Proof. I
Me neither, to be honest.
But I think, to your point, which I think you so accurately point out, I think the highlight of that movie was that diner scene where the girls 100%. Are all sitting around the table and the camera's just moving around as they're sitting there talking. Reservoir Dogs.
The opening. Spinning around everybody.
Yeah, a very similar scene to the one he did in there. That is kind of when Quentin Tarantino, in many ways, this is going to sound weird, but in many ways, I find Kevin Smith and Quentin Tarantino are very similar in that way, in that regardless of what other stuff they do, to me, the real strength of their movies is when it's just a couple of characters talking to each other. That's where they really shine, I think, and that's where it really stands out. And it looks like there's going to be a lot of that in this movie. He has this amazing ability to create these compelling characters that we get immediately attracted to on the screen, and then just filling their scenes with incredible dialogue. Yeah. And even if that's all he does, this is a winner, but it's beautiful. You got two huge stars in it. I think all the stars are aligned right now for him to have his biggest opening weekend, and I hope he gets it. And I hope I like the movie as much as a lot of other people
Me too.
Are saying. What do you guys think? Do you think this could be Quentin Tarantino's biggest opening movie ever? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.